What's going on, everybody? So crazy day in the market today, right? So we had that big initial flush off the open on the triple Qs, and a lot of stocks, really flushed down. Was not looking good. Now we did get a little bit of a reversal. We did find a little bit of stability in the triple Qs, and with that, we did get about a 3-4 hour rally on the triple Qs and a lot of tech stocks. So by no means are we out of the woods just yet. We're well under the 50-day moving average on a triple Qs. That's going to take 1, 2, 3 weeks before we start reclaiming a lot of those levels of supply. But does that mean that we're not going to get a dead cat bounce? Of course not. So anytime you get a market with aggressive pulls down, you're also going to get really aggressive snapbacks and kind of get those bounces. So being that we are traders, we need to be very agile with our bias. Okay. So even though the momentum is to the downside, there's a lot of charts in tech that put in these big hammer candles. And if they can confirm today's highs, potentially we can look to go long in these stocks into that 5-day moving average on the daily chart. So one of the charts that I'm going to kind of look at here, if we look at the right side of my screen, this has got all my big levels on here, all of my supply and demand zones, along with previous day's high, previous day's low, which is going to be today. And then on this chart, I do have my hourly time frame. And the only indicators that I really rock with on my hourly time frame is going to be the 20-period moving average, which is the purple line. I also have the 50-day moving average, and then I have this gray line, which is the 200. So on the hourly time frame, if we kind of take a look at it, we are bull flagging here, setting up a little bit of consolidation here in the after hours. What I like here is we found this bottom. We put in a low today of 125. We made this very aggressive 3-hour rally here. We reclaimed the hourly 20 moving average, and then we put in that high of 132.45. Going into the after hours, not a lot of price action going on, kind of just consolidating sideways. So there's a couple of things that I want to take a look at going into tomorrow's session. So if we take a look over here at the daily chart, you can see this big long hammer candle. We did come down here, touch the 100, and we also touched the EMA and the SMA. We kind of came down to these levels. Bulls immediately kind of bought that back up. That's where we had this 3-hour rally today, put in this nice hammer candle. So if we can confirm this 132.45, we're potentially going to have room back up to 136.16, which is going to be this 5-day moving average. So if you're a day trader, you're a scalper, that's the kind of measured potential move that we're looking for. Possible entry around 132.50. Possible profit taking around 135.50, 136, and then just depending on how the overall market is doing, do we get back up into this channel here? And that would be putting us over 137.30s, and then from there we're going to have an initial push to 138.50s. But if we do go green on the day, and we do have some good momentum, that doesn't mean, you can just get back in long at 132 and thinking that this is coming all the way back up to 150, 165. Okay. We're playing the short game here, and we're playing the cash flow game. The market, very volatile. We do have CPI number data coming out on Wednesday. So that's something that we need to also keep in mind. Just depends on how the market's going to react. We're expecting that the number is going to come in higher, probably the highest it's been in over 40 years. But has the market been aggressively already pricing in this move? That's yet to tell. So if they have been pricing in this move, we're going to continue to rip higher, get back into that channel and start testing, at least the daily 20 moving average and the daily 10 moving average before we kind of get to that 50. So tomorrow, what I'm looking for AMD to kind of take out today's highs. I'm looking for at least a 1.5, 2.5 point move. If I can get 3 points, that'll be great. I'll really be monitoring it on the 1-hour chart and making sure that we're staying over the hourly 20 moving average here. As long as we're trading above the 20 moving average here after I get into my trade, I'm comfortable in holding it here. I'm going to kind of give a bigger macro time frame here. Let this have a little bit more room to dance. If we do close under 130.37 on an hourly close, that'll be my stop loss. I'll just exit out of that trade. For me, the trade fails at that moment in time. We absolutely need to hold the 20 moving average for me to, on a day trade, to stay in this trade long. We're going to run into a little bit of choppiness here at the 50 SMA on the 1-hour time frame. That price is going to be 133.50. But like you can see here, from the 50-day moving average at 133.50 all the way up to 144. We got a lot of room to stretch intraday. Okay, obviously 144 puts us right back up into this 50-day moving average here on the daily time frame. So even if we did clear out the 133.50, doesn't mean we're just going straight up to 144, because we have to look at the daily chart here. We're going to have a little bit of resistance at 137.30. We're going to have more resistance at around 140, 141, 142 before we really get into that 50-day moving average. If AMD within the next week or two can kind of reclaim this 50-day moving average and we do have some kind of push and some kind of rally, that's going to be the bigger macro trade. 143.75 is going to have room all the way back up to 155. So that'll be another trading range in there. But I'm just going to take it day by day, trade by trade. I'm just looking for clean little setups. I have a feeling we can get a day 2 dead cat bounce rally in the markets, especially on tech stocks. So 132.45 is what I'm looking for on AMD. Let's make sure we're staying over that 20 period moving average. And obviously we don't want to lose the 100 SMA 128.46 as well as 126.23. Those are your support levels to the downside. So just depending on what type of trader you are, whether you're a swing trader, whether, personally, I wouldn't be swinging anything in this environment. That's just, I'd rather day trade along the way and get back up over this channel, reclaim the supply. I won't really feel comfortable throwing on overnight swings or weekly swings until we're back over the 50 period moving average. So until we get back over the 50 SMA, I'm basically just going to be day trading. I'm going to be taking the quick move that goes in my favor, looking for stocks that have a little bit of potential to run 2-3 points, look to scale, look to get in and scale, anywhere 60-70% of that move. Just kind of take my cash, park it, look for the next trade setup. Last thing I want to have happen is me enter into a trade at around 132.50, quickly come up to test 136, 137, and then get rejected and roll back through 132, turning a green trade into a losing trade. That's not what we want to have happen. Let's just take the quick cash move that comes in our favor, and then we can keep it pushing from there. Hope that helps, guys. If you want to join my Discord, that link is down in the description box below. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about AMD. What setups are you looking at on AMD? Also, subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think.